the National Weather Service has just issued a tornado warning for parts of our coverage area. That does include southern Columbia County in Arkansas and northern Claiborne Parish. Now, if you are in either of those areas, be sure to get in your safe place right now. Center of that circulation, still a tropical storm up moving into south central Mississippi. Pretty much all of that convection and heavy rainfall right in the center and to the right of the center. It's looking like it's heading towards that Winsboro area. Even if you're in Gilbert, even if you're in Wisner, you are under a tornado warning. You're going to want to be in your safe place right now. Flash flood watches, these are in effect through tomorrow. Areas shaded in green here probably can anticipate between 2 to 4 inches with some locally higher amounts leading to localized flash flooding, maybe some sporadic street closures. I think it's approaching the Owens community, a small area there in very far southern Columbia County. If you know any folks in these areas, make sure you're giving them a call. You might not be in these areas yourself, but a lot of us know folks who might not have that access to the TV or the Facebook Live, wherever it is. There's multiple ways to kind of get this coverage from us. Although you can see how dry these fields are now, just back in March, thousands of acres across the entire Arklamas were submerged under 26 inches of water for weeks. Around 2,000 kids from across the Arklamas came out here today, and just about all of them said their favorite part was the animals. Whether it was the pig, the goats, the horses. My favorite part? All the chicks. And this is already on track to be the strongest hurricane to ever make landfall in the Florida Panhandle on record. Expected to continue to strengthen into late this morning, early afternoon when it finally makes landfall near Panama City Beach. Heavy rainfall all the way down from Pensacola, Mobile area up towards west central Alabama where those flash flood warnings are in effect. If you look behind me here, you can see where cars have been driving all up and down the levee, creating that damage. Now, the good news is we spoke to the police chief of the Tensas Basin Levee District, and he said the damage is only cosmetic and that the integrity of the system has not been compromised. As long as there is a tornado warning in effect, we're going to be staying on air with you. A tornado warning in effect across our coverage area. And we keep saying get in your safe place. That means lowest, smallest interior room in your house. It's typically going to be a bathroom. It's going to be maybe a hall closet. No windows. That's important there. And again, lowest floor. If you're getting a bathtub, sounds silly. Wear a baseball helmet. Wear something. Wear a football helmet. Wear some shoes just in case something does happen and there's some debris out there. You're going to want to be protected from that.
Our very own Reid Lybarger is about to try their Blazing Wing Challenge.
So hot. Every time I breathe, I can't feel any feels.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, just as I've been told, that looks to be a tear. Wow, what an emotional event here for Lybarger.
I finished, I rubbed my eye, and my eye, that's where the tear came from, okay? It was the hot sauce.
Reid, you told me once you never cry about anything.
Only one movie's ever made me cry, and that's, you know.
One wing sauce made you cry too.
The areas that are white, that are not normally white, that's snow, sticking to those cold surfaces. So it is, oh, he came in with the snowball. That was pretty good. Oh, look at the outline on my jacket.
Look at that.
Now what? You know, I couldn't hear a word.
Fight, baby.
I couldn't hear a word you said out there.
I definitely wasn't going to get hit.
There's some snow for you this morning. And it's not exactly sticking to the ground, only cooler surfaces such as your car, probably the hood, the windshield, those areas where the temperatures are at 32 or below. Ground typically staying a little bit warmer, especially with the surface temperatures for a lot of us still at about 33. Hurricane Michael, it is now visible on radar. You see the eye there. It is closed off, lots of lightning in that inner eye wall. When you have lightning inside the eye wall, that means that the storm is strengthening, especially since the eye wall is closed off, and that is not a good sign. This is kind of a mid-range, almost a high-end Category 4 by the time it does make landfall. Very, very strong storm here. So right now, max sustained winds up to 140 miles per hour, and that pressure continues to drop. The lower the pressure, the higher the winds. So it's going to continue to strengthen upon landfall. Storm surge up to 9 to 13 feet in some areas. Rainfall totals up to 8 to 10 inches. Those hurricane warnings are in effect through lower Alabama, Georgia, and the Florida Panhandle. You have tropical storm warnings in effect all the way up through parts of North Carolina. We have broken records this morning. The earliest measurable snowfall ever in Monroe. Shattered a previous record November 24th, 1950. We broke it by 10 days. Now, just to put it in perspective, the earliest trace of snowfall we've ever seen, that was on November 12th, 1907. We're 2 days away from breaking a 111-year-old record. This is some unprecedented early season snow. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy 2019.
Happy 2019. We just talked about one of our national days aside from New Year's Day. We had National Hangover Day.
Yes.
Obviously, a lot of people are going to be waking up hungover.
Yeah.
The second one, it's kind of in the same realm there, but kind of on the opposite, I think. It's National Bloody Mary Day.
Okay.
So this is for people who are not waking up hungover who want to celebrate, or getting the hair of the dog. The best way to avoid a hangover, you keep drinking.
Really? Is that what they say?
Some people say that. Bloody Mary,
you just...
Bloody Marys, I'm not a Bloody Mary fan, but Bloody Marys, mimosas, a lot of people, if you're hungover, if you just wake up the next morning and you drink a Bloody Mary, drink a mimosa, gets you feeling a little bit, back to life.
A little bit better. And
our team coverage continues in Concordia Parish. NBC 10 morning meteorologist Reid Lybarger surveyed the damage there and met a family that survived the storm. It's a day they'll never forget for more than one reason.
With storms on the way, William Gable shared the same thoughts as many others in Jonesville going to bed on Halloween night.
We had an idea it was going to be bad, but we didn't realize just how bad it was going to get.
Severe weather is a staple living in Northeast Louisiana. Even though we deal with it year-round, not everyone shares the same experience as this family on their wedding anniversary.
Went to bed, woke up about 1:30, and I got up, realized the power was off, but still sounded like there was an air conditioner going, and I realized that it wasn't the air conditioner. I felt a sudden change in pressure and a strong sound of rain. And at that point, I just jumped on my wife. She had the 2 kids with her in bed. And then from there, the trailer was lifted and we rolled.
William and Allison's children joined them in bed before going to sleep last night, earlier than usual. And just shortly before their home and lives were flipped upside down.
They normally come about 2 o'clock, and they ended up in there about midnight. So they was in there pretty much right before everything happened. And yeah. It was scary.
Yeah, it was scary.
It was very scary.
This family's worst nightmare became their reality. On a night many would choose to forget, the Gables choose to be thankful.
Don't take everything in your house for granted.
Yeah.
Be thankful that you get out alive, because it could have been a lot worse than what it was.
In Jonesville, Louisiana, Reid Lybarger, NBC 10 News.